Welcome back to part 2 of the washi tape and stories video. This part is going to be all about my stories. This was requested by Cupcakes Creations 1, and she wanted me to show my writing, to show what I like to use to do my writing, to make my stories, and all the books and that I like to use. So first I thought I'll tell you a bit about my stories, so you can see what we get up to and see what it's all about. So basically, in my story, I am a health advisor. I basically make sure that the person eats and sleeps right. I've looked after people from famous footballers to singers. I've had police officers, I've had soldiers, and anyone basically that needs help with their sleeping or their eating. If they're not eating right because they're so tired, or they're just not doing it, not getting enough nutrients, what they need, I'm there and I make sure that they go to see whatever doctor they need to see, and go with them to their appointments and stuff like that. I have things from a pea chair, hip sprays that I use to help me with looking after them. A pea chair is a bit like a pram and a wheelchair, but it's in one. The people love the pea chairs, they sleep well in the pea chairs. They also like the hip spray. The hip spray is basically a needle-less contraption thing, and it basically works with the pores on your skin, and it pushes the drugs straight into your body, into your bloodstream. It means that I can use it on like myself and on, I don't know, say David Beckham, and then use it on Wayne Rooney, whatever, straight off, one after each other, without having to change anything on the actual hip spray. And they like it. We've been drink driving at this special place. We got stuck in the snow in my stories. We went clubbing in my stories. We've been shopping in my stories as well. We've had people from Imagination Movers in my stories, as well as Queen's Park Rangers, as well as Forest now are staying in my stories. And this is basically what it is about. I have people as well as famous names. I have people I've made up. I can take a name from anywhere, whether it be Elvis, and it could be like Clark Shoes, and I could put PC Elvis Clark and just make a name, and they would stay in my story as well. And I've done that for quite a few people. I've had soldiers stay in my stories as well. The Queen's Guards have stayed in my story, and I've helped look after every one of them. I even done a most haunted story, and in the most haunted story there was a woman called Val, and she died, and she was a ghost, and people got knocked out by this Tom Histon, and he was a really bad ghost in the story, and things have happened like that. So if you want to know a bit more about my most haunted story, please message me and I will fill you in a bit more about that one. I was going to read you a little bit of my story here, but I've already told you a little bit about my story and I don't want to bore you. If you would like me to read it, then please message me and I will read you one of my stories. So this is one of them that I've wrote, as you can see. And this one I wrote in this book here. You can see some of the names that I've picked out. I would look at a player and I'll think, he's cute or whatever. Oh yeah, I like him in my story, and I just put him in. I have stories in here as well. These are the booking list. So as you can see, I went to the zoo with them as well in this story. And one of the players fell asleep in front of the lion's cage and nearly got eaten by lions. God knows what they were doing there, but anyway. And this one is the forest story. This one here has tons of stories in, as you can see. This is just half a dozen of my folders. If I brought them all down, it'd be up here. I sometimes have, oh, I came over really dizzy then. I've had a lot of dizziness, guys, so if I come over a bit, you know, like, oh, you know why. It's because of, I keep coming over really dizzy, and having a lot of dizzy spells. This has been happening for the last 2 days. Anyway, I use these pencil toppers, and I put them on my pens sometimes. It's just that when I'm writing my story, tend to grip the pen too tight sometimes, so that helps to stop that. This is my pencil case that I use, and in here I've got like highlighters, glue in case I need it. I've got permanent pens and some pencils and pens and stuff in there as well. I've got my phone case here because it was in my bag. The bag I used to put all my stories in is this one here. This folder here is the story that I'm doing now. As you can see, there's one of the stories. I've got this post-it notes things in here as well, and then this book here is full of stories. So I'll just get it out so you can see it, and I'll also get out my pens. This is the correction fluid I like to use. It's just cheap from Poundland. I've got some of my best pens in there. I have a pen in here, this one, I'm going to show you. And I like writing with italic pens as well. I just find them make the writing really nice. And then I've got my fountain pen as well that I like to use to write my stories. Just to show you a couple of my pens. I also have pens on the side here, and these are the ones I tend to use mostly to write my stories. I have elastic band on my book just to keep it closed. And then this book, or these stories in this book, are the chokeout stories so far. And as you can see, I've done quite a lot of chokeout stories. And then this is one of the plans that I drew. I've still got to finish it. So that's just a little bit on my stories. I'm getting kind of tired now, and I don't want to go too in detail with that because it's now 11 o'clock and my boyfriend is due home in a minute, and I want to spend a bit of time with him and get my new phone sorted, because I've got the Samsung S2 coming. It was my boyfriend's sister's phone. She's got an upgrade now, so I've got her old one, which is new to me. So I'm going to upload this video now, guys. I hope it was informative for you. I've done this video about 7 times now. I'm not redoing it. Before I go though, I just would like to show you this folder. this folder here is going to be my reference folder for my stories. As you can see, I've decorated it. Okay. That's, I say my boyfriend is Kermit the Frog and I'm Miss Piggy. So that's why we've got those on there. And then the ducks are our kids. So, but as you can see, this book has not been written in yet. You'll see now. So I'll just show you, there's a Derby fan. Sheep. Derby fan. There. So I've got to write in here, but this green part of the book is going to be where I keep all the names of all the people that was in my stories. So like West Life and all the people will have their names on here. Police officers that I put in my stories, the soldiers that I put in my stories, they're all, their names are going to be in this book. So that when I'm looking for a police name, I can pick one out from here. Save me reading all my stories again to find out what the names of the story, the names of the police officers that I wrote in there. If I picked a name like Elvis out of thin air, say, like Elvis Clark, PC Elvis Clark, I could, instead of me forgetting his name like I just did, I could just look in here and, you know, find it easier. And then in the back here, you see these gritty bits here, those are where I'm going to put all my medicines that I make, so that it's easy reference. So I just thought I'd show you that. I'm going to go now, guys, and I will speak to you later. Bye.